So here it is, October 5th. Wishbone and I have been hunting now for 4 days. First, second, third, and fourth. Have not seen a lot. We got skunked a couple times. But I wanted to touch base as we're starting the season off. We're kicking the season off here. And tonight, Amy and I split up. Excuse me. And she's glassing. She's actually sitting on top of cow pasture where she can really glass, I don't even know, maybe a square mile. It's where she found this buck Ranger a few years back, this really big buck. And I'm actually sitting in the car and I'm glassing this road here. I can see about over a half a mile. And I have cut corn to my north, really good fall bedding. There's some really nice alfalfa about 600 yards to the north from here. And we're taking an observation sit tonight. We're just taking a night off. I really think tonight would have been a good night to sit a little pond inside of woods, but we need more of a west wind to hunt that pond. Today it was 93 degrees at one point during the day. I think what is it now? It's 89. And that would not keep me out of the woods. So I'm not hunting because it's warm out or because it's windy out. We just don't want to burn our spots out. We don't have a shooter buck in play in some of our south wind spots that we know of. A couple of our south wind spots that I think are a chance of getting a shooter buck, we've hunted them already once this year. We've had a lot of south winds. And that pond on the neighbors here really sets up for a southwest or a west, and it's straight south today, so we didn't want to push it. Plus, we hunted there once already. So, but good news, I got a couple pictures of a really big buck, and I didn't know for sure what deer it was, and I finally got now a couple good pictures of them. And it's this buck that Lily passed up last year during her late muzzleloader hunt. Last year he was a mainframe 12, and this year he's a mainframe typical 14 point, just 7 and 7. And I guess I don't really know if there's any stickers or anything like that, but just a beautiful buck, big buck. Finally got him back on camera. I was a little worried because last year we had him a bunch, leading up to the season opener, and this year not so much, but now we got him coming again. So another word on hunting in the heat. Last night, 2 nights ago, Amy and I sat in a spot called Mid-Funnel. It was 84 degrees when we got out there, humid, just kind of a nasty night to be out. Not comfortable as a hunter. I wore a t-shirt the whole night, and that night was the first daylight active 45 minutes before sunset. I guess not sunset, but before legal is this buck Pop-Tart. So you're looking at, this giant, big mature buck, 84 degrees, and everyone says, oh, you can't hunt when it's 84 degrees. You got to have, this moon and this cold front, and it's just not, that's been proven not true now with radio collared, GPS collared deer. So, and I used to think that too. I used to think there were certain things that lined up, made hunting better, and deer didn't move when it was hot out, but of course now we know better. But that was proof positive. If we had had a west wind that night, we could have probably sat that spot. I don't know, I'm not saying we would have, but we probably could have sat that spot or a northwest wind, and we would have killed them. So but yeah, so Amy and I, our strategy right now is just bounce around as much as we can. And my kind of rule of thumb is 5 days, especially in this early season. If I hunt a stand, I'm not going to go back for at least 5 days. In the rut, maybe I'll push that to 4 or even 3 or even 2 if there's something happening in a real isolated area. Maybe I'll push that limit, but this time of year, it's at least 5 days. That pond spot, which I think would have been a good sit for tonight. I think it would have been a really good sit for tonight. That was 3 or 4 days ago, but when we were in there, we got busted. 2 does picked us off in the tree. I'm guessing I moved with the camera or something like that, so that's one of the reasons why we really didn't want to go back in there. So our default is always just to be as passive as we can and just really do this slow play. Just work the season. I also feel like we're behind this year. So we run game cameras like a lot of hunters do. We have some cell cameras now, and I'll move some game cameras around. We'll do some glassing. I'm doing some spot stalking, mainly just to check food plots, see if there's some scrapes, check the white oaks that I know that drop from year to year, just kind of sneak in, check are they dropping, and is there buck sign in that area. But we've been gone since early August. I want to say until season opener, we were only home for 3 or 4 days. So in 8-week stretch, we were only home for 3 or 4 days. So we didn't do, in one of those times we came home, I just put food plots in, the fall green plots in as fast as I could in a day or two, and then we were back, we were gone. So I feel like we're behind this year, perfectly fine. Not complaining, not whining, just want to let you know where we're at. And that's another reason why we're doing some glassing tonight. So I'm just trying to put a pattern together here if I can. The last time I sat here was Christmas, what was 9 months ago. So we're just going to see if there's deer going from this bedding area to either this cut corn or this alfalfa. My guess is if there's standing green alfalfa down by me in this really hot, dry weather we've been having, there's going to be a bunch of deer on that alfalfa, and they're going to probably be close by. My fall green food plots look terrible. And that's, 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 years this happens to me. It's just so hot, so dry, no rain, and there's not much I can do about it. I thought about actually, doing some kind of irrigation or something like that for water, but, even if you had an expensive setup with a no-till drill and you were practicing regenerative agriculture and stuff like that, which I do on my production acres, your fall plots around here are just not going to be very good because we just haven't had the rain. We finally did get some rain here just a little bit ago, but now everything's behind. It's just starting to germinate, and I think a lot of the seeds that I put down actually probably did germinate a little bit and then died. So maybe because I wasn't home, I didn't go back and overseed like winter rye. So I'm gonna let those fall green plots, transition plots, I'm gonna let them go. There's a little bit in them, but I'm not gonna try and go back and broadcast winter rye or anything like that. Which means that our early part of the season, we might struggle a little bit because we kind of rely on those transition plots in a couple of our areas. So that's the goal. I'll let you know if we see anything here tonight. I don't have any highlights per se. I might show you a couple walk-ins or something like that. My native warm grasses at the cabin farm look really nice this year. They actually thrive in that hot, dry weather. And maybe a couple comments at the end of the video or something like that. But we'll start off the first 5 days here, 4 hunts, not much brewing. An observation sit tonight, and maybe I'll throw a picture of Pop-Tart in there. He's one of our big bucks we're going to be hunting this year, so stay tuned. I'll update once a week as much as I can, every 5-6 days, something like that. Good luck out there, everybody. Oh, there's my first deer. All right, I'm going to hit pause. That's a mature doe. So she's either going to cut corn or she's going to alfalfa. I doubt if anybody will even travel the road that I'm sitting on. That's why I'm able to use this for an observation sit. And deer are so willing to cross this road just because it just doesn't get traveled that much. So mature doe, head to cut corn or alfalfa. Good night, everyone.